This is a Rogue Media Network production.
Stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie skies are wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, deep in the heart of Texas.
I don't know what it is about that theme, but there is something very, very catchy there.
Yeah, I like it.
Welcome to King of the Hill podcast. I am Mike.
And I am still Rusty.
He is. Rusty, you look all dressed up.
Nah, I just didn't have a shirt on. This is the closest shirt to me.
That sounds good. Yeah, I got you. Well, we are doing, as always, King of the Hill, Season 9, Episode 5. This is...
Dale to the Chief.
Yep, Dale to the Chief. Originally aired January 30th, 2005. Says here, as IMDb, Hank is embarrassed when his new driver's license lists him as female, and after reviewing the Warren Commission report, Dale turns pro-America.
Yep, I actually have some stuff to talk about real quick. So the original production code for this one is obviously out of production order. So this one is actually AB2 for Season 9, and so it's second produced in Season 9, but aired obviously 5th. So that's that. This actually had 5.2 million viewers. I think the Season 9 average was 4.97. So this was like the 5th out of 15 episodes.
Yeah.
It was written by Garland Testa. Garland Testa has he worked on King of the Hill a few times. He's got like 10 episode credits, but came up through Carolina in the City and Roseanne.
Okay.
And pretty much every title on the ladder on the King of the Hill, all the way from executive story editor to full-on executive producer through the finale. So he worked on King of the Hill for quite a long time. I want to say that it was around 8 and 9 whenever they left that he's pretty much essentially every script at a co-executive producer level for seasons 8 and 9 he kind of had a hand in. And then you've got the writer, which is the director, which is Anthony Loy.
Okay.
Anthony Loy has worked on quite a few episodes or a few that we've already talked about. Also worked on King of the Hill for a really long time, 99 to 05. Actually began on Daria and moved to King of the Hill from Daria, which is not coincidental. They have the same aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he were also post King of the Hill, worked on different stuff: American Dad, Cleveland Show, Last Airbender, Turbo Fast. Yeah, the Turbo.
Okay.
Fast, some turtle, not a turtle, a snail. That's what I meant. A snail. Yes.
Snail.
But yeah, so yeah, that's those guys. And I want to say that's we don't have any major voice actors or actresses in this episode outside of the normal ones. And I don't think that I think that's it. Yeah. So the showrunners at the time are obviously John Altshuler and Dave Krinsky. These are the showrunners. So the showrunners, as we've already discussed for Season 9, aren't. I think this is the first season without Mike Judge and Greg Daniels is the
Well, this is when The
showrunners.
Office hits and all that stuff, right?
Around that time, yeah.
Yeah. So they all kind of left to do their other projects. This is a fine episode. It's a bottle episode, meaning that it has nothing to do with anything that's going to change the lives of anybody in this show. But it's a decent episode. I mean, it's I'm not sure how somebody gets away with being on somebody's roof painting an entire flag, but that's neither here nor there. So
yeah, it is a little wild. Well, it's just because it's like this weird thing with Dale, where Dale kind of he actually thinks that the government's right when pretty much his whole life is against anti-government, which is kind of funny because actually the way that the geography is that when he talks about it here in a little bit, it's actually geographically accurate or whatever. So if you actually go look and you go to Dallas and you go to where this supposedly happened, it is kind of correct, like the how the geography is laid out in the episode, how he talks about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have never. I don't know what it is that specific conspiracy theory just never landed with me for some reason. I mean, I don't know. It's not. I would rather talk about aliens. I'd rather talk about things like that.
It.
Assassinations, just it's so depressing. I mean,
I think it's interesting.
Oh, it's interesting. It's interesting. Don't get me wrong. I just
think
it's just never one that really caught me. You know what I mean? Like it's not one that I got interested in that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just remember being bombarded with that stuff in the 90s. So
well, it's because that JFK movie also,
Well, yeah, that, and then there was movies that weren't JFK related at all that had to do with JFK. So there was that movie with Clint Eastwood in The Line of Fire, where John Malkovich has to assassinate a president. But the whole premise of the whole beginning of the show, it's like Clint Eastwood used to be, he was like, well, he still is, but he was a Secret Service agent that was there when JFK died, and now he's like still a Secret Service agent when this guy's getting an assassinated attempt. And it was kind of funny because the whole show is about how inadequate he felt about allowing, like, he feels like he could have done more to prevent JFK from getting shot, kind of thing. So the whole show is him going above and beyond what everybody thinks is normal. They're telling him he needs to chill out and stuff like that, when he ends up actually getting the killer at the end. But yeah, there's no special voices in this episode.
For if you're talking Clint Eastwood movies, he's made a butt ton of them, right? But one of my favorites of his of all time is Gran Torino, which is just, it teaches a good lesson. It shows how different people are, and it's just a good movie.
It's a good one. I like that one.
It makes you actually feel better about humanity at a certain point,
Well, I just started collecting Hot Wheels, so I'm looking for a Gran Torino now. That's one of the things I'm hunting for. Yeah, I just started collecting them. Well, I have a buddy that I work with that collects them, and he's nonstop talking about them. And I was at the store today, and I was like, or not today, but yesterday, and I was just like looking at them, and I was like, well, I'll get a few of them. And
do you want on the card, or you want them loose, or what?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Or.
All right.
I don't really care. Yeah, the loose ones would be cool. The loose ones will be cool for like doing stuff with them. Like, I want to get some tracks, and there's some things I've seen from the 60s that I've seen on eBay where they are motorized, but they had the speedometer on them to tell you how fast the car was actually going.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I want to get some, I'm going to try to find some of that stuff.
It'd be cool to have like a soapbox derby, but it's all Hot Wheels.
Yeah, I want to do something like that. Just
set up a giant ass track,
Well, I'm about to have 1,500 square feet of just open shop. So I'm gonna deck it all out. I'm not just gonna do Hot Wheels. I'm gonna do all kinds of like collectible car stuff,
trains.
Like little. Maybe. I mean, if I can find some stuff that I like, I want to do a train that goes all the way around the top of a
model Area 51.
It's a lot of space. A lot of space. I don't know what to do with it.
All right, here we go. We start with everybody out front. This time, instead of beer, though, they've all got coffee mugs. So it looks like they've just picked up their paper. They've just gone outside for the first time. But it's Boom, Dale, Bill, and Hank. And they see the mailman next door. And Bill, of course, gets excited. Here comes the mail. I wonder if I got anything. I'm not going to get anything. And so he goes from elated to disappointed, but that's Dale. Hank says,
That
I
is
sure hope my
Dale.
new driver's license finally shows up. I hear the new security holograms are outstanding. Maybe that's what's holding things up. And Dale says, I'll tell you why your license is taking so long. The U.S. Postal Service is bogged down in the most elaborate PSYOPs campaign in history. First, they fatten us up with those 2-for-1 pizza coupons. Then, when they're too logy to put up a fight, they sell us off to the Red Cross, who removes our kidneys, which go back on the pizzas to start the process all over again. That is a hell of a theory right there, man.
It's a mouthful. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, boy. Hank says, did you mean for all those words to come out together, or they just fall out randomly?
Yeah,
Which
see, absolutely.
I think it's a wonderful quote by Hank. I think that is a wonderful one. He kind of laughs. He goes, Hank, you're just a mouse caught in the government's habit trail. Ring the bell and get your cheese, man. Mailman comes up. He says, howdy, Hank. You got something from the Department of Public Safety? Like it's a big deal. Like your mailman's going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Hank says, my driver's license. We were just talking about that. Boy, he gets so excited about this kind of stuff. Mailman says, and I didn't forget you, Mr. Gribble. And Dale looks at him and goes, how did you know my name? Go to hell. And he just runs off.
I had a cool little fun
He
fact.
delivers your damn mail, Dale. That's how he knows your name.
That's exactly how he knows your name. But I got a cool fun fact. So, Hail to the Chief is actually the U.S. presidential march. So it's like whenever the president's dun, 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 like whenever the president's coming out or whatever, they use it. They use it for everything. It was actually first played for President Martin Van Buren in 1837.
Marty
V.
V.
So it's now performed at every presidential official function. So it was.
So they just came up with it for Martin Van Buren?
I don't know if they just came up for him. I didn't really have all the facts on the song. I just had that one fact, but
you don't really think about that.
They did use it. They did use it for him, but I want to say, let's see. So the presidential anthem, so it was actually adopted by a guy. It was adapted from a Scottish Gaelic melody, and its original purpose was to announce the arrival by a boat to an island in the Scottish Loch. So there was this island on this Scottish Loch, and when you were arriving at this island, you played the dun 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 dun. Dun. It's called the Lady of the Lake.
The Lady of the Lake. You know, that is very American, though, to rip something off of another country and say, oh yeah, it's ours now.
Yeah, I think it was kind of funny though that it actually its first association with the president was played in honor of George Washington and at the end of the War of 1812, and it was called the Wreaths for the Chieftain is what it was originally called.
The Wreaths for the Chieftain.
Yeah, and then the U.S. Marine Band actually played it at a formal opening of the Chesapeake, Ohio Canal, which was attended by John Quincy Adams, and Andrew Jackson was the first living president to use it for honor his position in 1829. But I don't know why they say it was first played for Martin Van Buren, but they mean his inauguration. That's what the fact was, the factoid. Yeah. So it was played at his inauguration first out of anybody's. But the second wife of President John Tyler, Julia Tyler, requested its use to announce the arrival of the president. So since John Tyler, it's always been used at the arrival of a president. And then it was also used between 1861 and 1865 by the Confederates president, Jefferson Davis. So he also used it too. So
John Tyler, I really enjoyed him on Home Improvement. I thought he was really good on there.
Yeah.
All right. So we're back in the kitchen with Bobby and Peggy. And he goes, hey, it's here. Guess what? And both of them are like, driver's license. He goes, driver's license. All right. He pulls it out. He goes, Hank R. Hill, eyes brown. Yes, sir. Weight 220 and dang proud of it. Sex female. That's female. They both just kind of laugh. They don't think much of it. And Bobby says, could you imagine dad as a woman? And he goes, now where'd I put my dang pantyhose?
Yeah, there's actually an error on his license.
Yeah. It's a big O F instead of an M.
Yeah, it has letters and stuff. The Texas DPS are 8 digits and all numeric with no letters.
Oh, you're saying the number on the license is wrong?
Yeah. The number on the license is wrong. Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if
it
they
has
did
letters
that.
in the ID number.
I wonder if they did that just so in case they happen to hit somebody's driver's license, their real driver's license number.
Yeah, well, maybe that, but it also could have been just because it's a the whole show, the whole premise of the plot A is Hank getting his license fixed and him getting his or is that B? That's the B plot, sorry. But it's about Hank getting his license fixed, so it has to have an error, I guess, just to give it that extra continuity.
Probably so. He says, Bobby says, could you imagine dad as a woman? Where'd I put my dang pantyhose? He goes, Bobby, living room. And he just takes off to the living room. He goes, look at that, Peggy, right over the Texas state seal. She goes, it's not that big of a deal, honey. Just ignore it. Nobody even checks IDs anymore. He goes, well, what if I died in some car accident? And because of my license, they put me in the ladies' morgue. The ladies' morgue.
The ladies' morgue. I don't know that there is gender-specific morgues.
He goes, you can bet that'd wind up on the news. She goes, are you going to wear that, Hank? Because I have a little purse that would look so good. And she just starts giggling. He goes, Peggy, living room. So apparently, whenever anybody pisses him off, they just go straight to the living room.
Straight to the living room.
Now it's nighttime. We're in Dale's basement. He's reading a book that is just pictures of former presidents with aliens. And he hears Joseph scream from upstairs. And he comes up busts the door open. He goes, I had the worst dream. He goes, oh, how about I read you a story just like I used to before you got a mustache and became so frightening? He goes, here we go. Greatest fairy tale ever told. It's got everything. He picks out a copy of the Warren Report. The Warren Report, of course, is the report that tells us what happened during the assassination of JFK.
It was the Warren Commission. It was the final report that was commissioned, and it gave all the intimate details of what all the entire investigation around JFK's death.
Right. It was, and it's been hotly contested over the years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very contested.
Anyway, he gets that out and he goes, it's got everything. The Prince of Camelot, rubies and magic bullets. He gets into bed and starts reading with Joseph. He goes, the gloomy overcast sky had given way to bright sunshine as Air Force One touched down in Dallas. Then it kind of transitions to later. Joseph's starting to get a little sleepy. He goes, Lee Harvey Oswald purchased a Coca-Cola from a vending machine and was preparing to eat a chicken lunch. And then it goes to a little bit later. Now Joseph's almost fully asleep. He goes, the president's motorcade proceeded through downtown Dallas towards Dealey Plaza. Joseph's like, why is it called Dealey Plaza? About half asleep or whatever. He goes, excellent question, Joseph. Doesn't really say here. We could see appendix, but that's been keeping the kitchen table for wobbling all these years. He goes, but Dad, now I'll never be able to sleep. He goes, okay, how can I say no to those beady little brown eyes?
Yeah, actually, when you drive right there through where he was shot at, there's tape on the ground from where he took the bullets. So like they have like an X and then they have another X, and those two X's are to signify where he took the bullet at.
Wow. He says, how can I say no to those beady little brown eyes? Now they go down into the kitchen. It's a little bit later. Joseph's sitting there with some cookies and milk, dipping his cookies in the milk. Dale is getting the appendix out from under the leg of the table. He opens it up and he goes, wow, look at all that. And he kind of puts his arm down and the table, of course, goes ka-kunk, because it's all uneven now. He goes, wow, look at those charts and footnotes and maps. Ooh, here's a cool diagram of Dealey Plaza. So the motorcade was going on. Wait, I thought they were headed east. what this is. Wait, I'm all messed up here. Where's the grassy knoll? This isn't right. I always thought west was this way. And the motorcade turn, he's got it on the ground. He's kind of walking it out. He's kind of going nuts here because his beliefs are starting to be challenged by this book. He says, motorcade turn and how could it? I thought, but west. And then like later, you see him with like a train size model of Dealey Plaza and the whole route. Obviously, he reenacts this thing all the time. And he's like playing with the cars. And he goes, okay, so heading west, the grassy knoll is in front of Kennedy. The book depository is behind him. But that makes sense. Can't make sense. It's the Warren Commission report, for God's sakes. But that means the government could be right. And he just kind of passes out. He passes out. He's so excited about this.
There he goes.
Next, we get him looking through, or as he's looking over, he before he passes out, he sees a book on government plots, cover-ups and conspiracies. He sees a sign that says it's 1 a.m. Do you know where your government is? He also sees a picture of Castro and Bill Clinton on a log flume. And then he passes out because this is challenging everything he's ever thought about the Kennedy assassination. Now we've got the other three at the fence. Dale, they see Dale come out of his house in his underwear, throwing away the entire model because Dale he's done. He's switched his entire thought process here. He's
hanging up conspiracy theory hats.
Yeah.
He's no longer a Mad Hatter.
Bill is talking to Hank, and he goes, "So, where's the new license, Mrs. Hill? Or should I say Miss Hill? Can't go wrong with Ms." He goes, "I don't know why everybody thinks me being mistaken for a lady is funny. It's not." And he kind of messes with Bill, and he goes, "Is that funny?" He said, "Nope. Nancy says Dale's really upset about this Kennedy thing. We should probably talk to him. At least get him to put on some pants." He goes, "Dale." And Dale comes over to him. He's still in his underwear. He goes, "Hey, guys." Bill says, "How you doing, buddy?" "Well, I finally stopped crying only because I started vomiting." Hank says, "I know that assassination meant a lot to you, Dale. I'm sorry." Yeah, I know that assassination meant a lot to you.
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, my world it's gone. I mean, they were right about Kennedy. Maybe they really did go to the moon." Boomhauer, "Oh, man, how you did not dangle direction, man? Anybody know the way, man?" He goes, "I didn't have a compass when I was reading a freaking book, Boomhauer. Which direction are you facing right now, huh? Not so easy, is it, Magellan?" Hank says, "You've got other conspiracies, Dale. You've got, and you hear aliens." He goes, "That's right. You got aliens. Why don't you tell us about how the aliens are going to do things?" He goes, "Don't you patronize me. I got to go to Dallas. I need to figure this thing out." And he walks off. Bill looks at him and goes, "Maybe if you show Dale your lady license and cheer him up."
Your lady license?
Your lady license. Lady Morgue,
Your
lady license.
Lady license.
All right, we're at the Department of Public Safety. Hank is in line. He comes up to the thing there. There's a lady sitting behind the counter at the DPS. He goes, "I just got my driver's license in the mail, and it says I'm a female." She goes, "And how can I help you?" He goes, "Well, I'm clearly not one." She says, "Well, then why'd you mark F on your application?" He says, I didn't. Now, if you could just change it for me, please." She goes, "We don't just change driver's license anymore. I'll admit, in the old days, we used to take pictures of donkeys or anything for a laugh, but all that changed once DPS became a division of the Office of Homeland Security." He goes, "Look, someone pressed the wrong button on their computer. Can you just fix it? I brought my birth certificate." She goes, "I'm not the post office. You need to send this to the Austin branch, registered mail, and bingo, they're squared away for you in 4 to 6 weeks." He just kind of storms off. And she says, "Now, if you'll step aside, ma'am." He goes, "Ma'am." And then the lady says, "Well, I can't get in trouble if that's what it says on your license,
ma'am." Yeah.
All right. Next, we see Dale at Dealey Plaza. He's going to get to the bottom of this thing, and he's talking.
He drove all the way to Dallas.
He did. He's
again. Well, I'm saying again, him being in Dallas, kind of like our argument about geography and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, at the worst 2 hours, right?
Be there quick. Yeah.
He's at Dealey Plaza and he's kind of talking to himself. He's walking this thing out, kind of looking around. He goes, "Okay, stay calm. I'm in Dealey Plaza. It's 1963. I am President Kennedy. I'm not going this way. I'm going this way. Texas School Depository, Book Depository, 6th floor. It just makes absolute and total, complete, perfect sense. Oh, the grassy knoll." He heads over there, sees a guy passing out pamphlets. The guy's like, "Kennedy was not killed by a lone gunman." He goes, "Tell me, brother, let me believe." Like he just wants so badly for somebody to trip this up for him. Then another guy comes up with other pamphlets. He goes, "Kennedy wasn't killed at all. He dropped out of a false bottom in the limo. Is now an easy listening DJ in northern Michigan." Another guy.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. I had a fun fact about Dealey Plaza. I'll let you finish and then I'll talk about it.
The other guy says Kennedy didn't get shot in 63. He slipped down to Mexico where he got on the ground floor of a Polo Loco franchise. All right, what you got about Dealey Plaza?
Okay, Dealey Plaza, named after a British immigrant who became the longtime publisher of the Texas Dallas Morning News and the owner of the A.H. Bello Corporation, which is a media company which owns, obviously, the Dallas News. So he's originally from Manchester, England. That's something I have in common with him. He immigrated to Galveston, and he started out, his older brother was an office boy at the Galveston News for $3 a week. And the owner of that was called Alfred H. Bello, which is where his company A.H. Bello, the name, comes from. And so he took night classes and stuff like that. And he was like, he was determined that Dallas would become one of the best markets for a new newspaper. So he went and started the Dallas Morning News. And the Ku Klux Klan tried to influence him in the 1920s, and he refused. And he owned a land company and a realty company, and he actually founded WFAA as well, which is the big radio station and one of the affiliates there. I think it's also a television station
Channel
now.
8.
WFAA, it's like
yeah.
Channel 8, yeah. So he started that as well. But yeah, so downtown Dallas, Dealey Plaza right there, where it's at, was like the birthplace, I guess, of Dallas, or like the entrance to Dallas at that time. So they named it after him. So the Dealey Plaza had been there for a while or whatever before then. I don't know what it was named before that, but they built the reflecting pools and kind of built what's there. There's a statue of him as well there in Dealey Plaza. If anybody's ever been to the entrance of Dallas, you've seen it. It's like the main entry into downtown Dallas. It's the big used to be the entrance to Dallas before you had the major highway systems and interstates.
Yeah. There's a lot down there, and it's an impressive little place. I've been through it many times. All right. Now we kind of transition. Dale he's just out of his mind, right? And so he's over on the side, just kind of rocking back and forth by the train tracks, and he's just talking to himself. I don't know. I mean, I thought I knew, but it turns out I didn't. And he's just kind of, he's weighing his feelings, and he's just kind of rocking back and forth. He doesn't know what to think now. His whole world's been turned upside down. He looks back, or he hears, "Excuse me, sir, are you okay?" He looks back, and the sun is shining right in his eyes, and he can't really tell. And the guy kind of moves into frame, and you realize it's a cop with a American flag pin on. He goes, "Okay, let's get you a hot meal and get you taken care of." And he goes, But you do that for me?" He says, "Just doing my job, sir." And so he picks him up almost like he's a homeless guy or something, and he's going to take him to get a hot meal or whatever. We never see the end of this, which I thought might be kind of interesting. But next, we see we're back with Hank, and they're over at the in front of the fence. And he's talking to the other two. He goes, "The DPS said they couldn't." Because the DPS said they couldn't do anything because of national security. But what do the contents of my underpants have to do with national security? See, this also tells you how far ahead of the times King of the Hill was in some of these storylines, because honestly, transgender rights and things like that did not become a thing until, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, really, in
Yeah, the
earnest,
discussion of it for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, and all the bathroom things and all that kind of stuff. And so King of the Hill was honestly ahead of their time with this storyline.
No, I agree.
Uh and then Dale pulls up. He's got his Bugabago all decked out in American flags. Every leg of the dead ant on top of it has an American flag on it. He jumps out. He's got an America Love It or Leave It t-shirt on. He's got his Uncle Sam All American hat on. And he honks his horn. It's marching band music. He gets out and they go, Dale? He goes, greetings, my fellow Americans. Hank says, you got the flags flying right side up there, Dale. He goes, yep. Hey, did you guys know that there's a star for each state? Brilliant. You got a grand old flag. You got a something flag forever and peace may you wave. You're the emblem, blah, the one, blah, blah. He definitely does not know the words to this, but that is going to take us. That's going to take us to our first commercial break. We're going to take that, and we'll be
right back.
Hallelujah.
Join the Daily High Club, the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and accessories. Since 2015, we've sold over 1 million quality products and teamed up with legends like Snoop Dogg and Tommy Chong. Ready to elevate your smoking game? Visit dailyhighclub.com for our El Primo subscription box or shop unique pieces today.
Discover the world of luxury sex toys at Luxury Toy X and indulge in the ultimate pleasure experience. For years, we have been dedicated to the belief that sexuality and wellness are essential components of a happy and healthy life. With over 70,000 satisfied customers, we take pride in our ability to provide products that enhance your sexual well-being. Join our community of satisfied customers and unlock a world of pleasure and self-discovery. Visit luxurytoyx.com today.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I'm Hunter, the founder of Hello Cake, and today we're digging into ED meds. The #1 thing we hear is that guys are sick of waiting for ED meds to kick in. Traditional ED meds take about an hour to kick in as they have to go through your digestive system, where Hello Cake's ED medication dissolves under your tongue and works in about 15 minutes. That's about 3 times faster than traditional ED medication. Curious about ED meds? Go to hellocake.com.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Baby girl, were you staring at me? You know that's not convincing, right? Try again. Well, you shouldn't just be staring then. You should taste.
I miss your presence, your laughter.
Okay, we are back.
All righty.
We are we're back with the guys, and Dale is in full on Uncle Sam mode. And Dale's got some sparklers, and he's just standing over there with the guys. He's just celebrating America all the time, right? And Bill says, so now you love the government? He goes, give me liberty or give me death, but the only kind of liberty you can find in a controlled, well-regulated society. Hank says, we're talking about the U.S. government, right? Not another one you made up with your buddies from the gun club. He goes, I figure if the government was right about Kennedy, they must be right about everything. Look at this. He holds up his cigarette pack. He goes, government warning, cigarettes cause cancer. Only a true friend tells you the stuff you don't want to hear. Hank says, I could have told you that, Dale. He goes, but you didn't. Bill's like, shame on you, Hank. Like everybody didn't freaking know.
Yeah.
He goes, the government has always been there for me, and now it's time for me to be there for it. Hey, who wants to go down to the U.S. Post Office and tell them what a great job they're doing? Hank says, why don't we go down there and find out what happened to my birth certificate? I sent it registered mail, and the Department of Public Safety still hadn't gotten it, and the post office doesn't know where it is. Well, that sounds like a post office. Dale says, you should be happy you live in a country that even has a post office. Show some gratitude. And then you hear, you kind of get a montage with I'm proud to be an American. That Lee Greenwood song playing. God, I hate that song. We see Dale filling out the 1040 EZ, and he's happy about it. You see him trying to eat according to the food pyramid. He goes to the Arlen Zoo and salutes an American flag, or American eagle. He's on the overpass with signs that say honk if you love America. I mean, he's going nuts about America all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Next morning, we're in the kitchen with Bobby, Peggy, and Hank. And Bobby says, hey, Dad, I was just thinking, if you really were a woman, that would make you and Mom lesbians. He goes, that's it. Cable's gone. Peggy goes, he's right. Hank. That's it. Cable's gone.
Cable's gone.
He says, he's right, Hank. We wouldn't even be married. We'd be domestic partners. We overcame years of scrutiny in a small but meaningful ceremony. Now we're back at the DPS with a long line. The sliding doors, there's a line out the doors, and the sliding doors keep coming together and hitting Hank in the face. The
DMV is not as bad as it used to be because you don't have to wait anymore.
No, you make an appointment now.
You make an appointment, and yes, making an appointment is months out usually. But if you know right around when you need it, you could schedule it months in advance. But I like it because you don't have to wait anymore.
Yes, that's true. It is an awful place to wait. And here's the thing I've never understood about the DPS, Rusty, is they make you face the other direction. So the DPS counters are behind you when you're sitting there. And I guess it's so you won't just sit there and stare at them or something. I don't know, but it's a weird thing to kind of have all the action going on behind you. But they do have a TV up there now that has great trivia facts. Like, did you know bread's made of bread? And things like that, that it's a good one. Sliding doors are hitting him in the face. He finally makes it in. He's up at the counter and he goes, what? You want documentation of my gender? I don't get it. In the Adam's apple, I've been yelling at you with proof enough. The guy says, no, I'll need the doctor to sign confirming that you're a gender you claim to be. He goes, the DPS is really amazing. I didn't know it was possible to feel ignored and violated at the same time, which is a great thing. Now, get to your goddamn computer and change my license. He goes, are you making a threat to the public safety employee? He goes, what? No. The guy kind of looks at the guard. Guard starts coming up and he goes, are you making a threat? He goes, what? No, I'm not making a threat. The guy comes over and he goes, okay, then. Okay. Now we go back to all four of them at the fence because Hank had to leave because he got all riled up. Here's Dale coming in. Sha. I'm so jacked up on America. And any of you boys mind if I recite the Constitution? They're like, sure, go ahead, man. The way the people in order to form. Come on. He goes, Dale, I've had a long day. He goes, courtesy of the US of A. He goes, I love this country just as much as the next guy. Not if the next guy's me. He goes, look, if the government is so perfect, why did they send me a license that says I'm a woman, huh? He goes, because you're a woman. It makes so much sense. He goes, what? And Bill says, do you really think Hank's a woman? Not your ideal of what a perfect woman would be. So that's a weird Bill to say.
That's really weird.
Hank says, Dale, if you actually believe that I'm a woman, then you're crazier now than you've ever been. He goes, crazy? You tell me what's crazier, that the government's free cheese contains surveillance devices to monitor America's underclass, as I once believed, or that you're a woman, as I now believe. He goes, if my country says you're a woman, I say, Enchante, madame. And he kisses Hank's hand. Hank kind of slaps him. He goes, whoa, I think you've had enough to drink, sweetheart. Now we go over to the West Arlen Medical Center, where Hank is trying to prove that he is a man, not a woman. He goes in to see the doctor. The doctor comes in. He goes, "Thanks for seeing me, doctor. My regular physician couldn't squeeze me in. I got this form from the DPS. I just need you to say that I'm a man." The doctor goes, "Whoa, I'm not signing any paper that just says anything. Those days went out with house calls." He goes, "But I'm clearly a man." He goes, "Look, I'm willing to do a blood test, genetic screening that is proof positive and not actionable." He goes, "Ugh, can't you just do a visual exam?" He goes, "Gender is not as cut and dried as it used to be, Mr. Hill. Even if you have male organs, there's transsexual hormone therapy, plastic surgery." He goes, "Can't you tell the difference between the ones made by God and the ones jerry-rigged out of a toe and some old skin?" The doctor says, "Legally, no." Now we're back at the Hills kitchen table. And for some reason, Peggy is reading back issues of Rosie, the Rosie O'Donnell magazine that came out about the same time as the Oprah magazine. She says, "These back issues of Rosie are just fabulous."
I didn't even know that was a thing. That is
yeah.
actually a thing. You know what would be funny?
Not for
is
long.
to get these, to be able to get some of the, because there's some of these on eBay. So
Yeah.
it'd be funny to be able to get these off of eBay and then get Kathy Najimy to sign them.
Oh boy, wouldn't that be great?
That'd be great. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah.
He says, "They said it would take 2 to 3 weeks to get back my results, to prove I'm a man." She goes, "Oh, why are they fighting you so much, Hank? My hairstylist was telling me that I am a lipstick lesbian. Apparently that's the best kind. You're so lucky." He says, "Bobby," he hears something up on the roof. He goes, "Bobby, get off the roof. If you're up there with that cape again, so help me." He goes outside and says, "Boy," he looks up and it's Dale on his roof, and he has painted an entire American flag all over his roof. And Dale says, "Look, I thought with the glory over your head, you might feel a little more pride in being an American." He goes, "My shingles, get down here right now." He goes, "Yeah, I bet it looks pretty darn majestic from down there. Now, I can only fit 34 stars, so you got to pretend it's 1861 if you would." He says, "I'm not messing around. I have proven I can kick your ass while standing on a ladder." Hank starts up the ladder. Dale slips in the paint. He falls all the way to the ground. And he looks up at him and goes, "Hank, I didn't see you as a flag hater." He goes, "I'm not, but you painted my entire god dang roof." He goes, "With the symbol of an amazing government." He goes, "I'm not, you, yeah, well, I don't want to talk about the government right now. I got so god dang tired of all the bureaucracy and red tape." He goes, I hear what you're saying. I got some paint remover at the house." And he gets up and just runs off. Next thing we see is Dale on the phone. Dale is on the phone reporting Hank. This is where Dale always goes way too far. He says, "Office of Homeland Security. Wow, is this Tom Ridge?" The director of Homeland Security at the time. He goes, "Oh, hello, Jeff. I'd like to report an anti-American. My neighbor is making inflammatory remarks about the government, and he is defacing an American flag as we speak," because Hank's up on his roof trying to get it off of it. He goes, "He is also in the process of altering his identity. Yes, Hank Hill, 123 Rainey Street." And then he hangs up the phone. So
Altering his identity.
Dale has reported Hank to Homeland Security. That will take us to our second commercial break. We'll take that and we'll be
right back.
There it is.
Deep in the heart.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Since 2003, we've been connecting buyers and sellers, providing access to sold-out events at prices lower than most secondary market options. Whether it's sports, theater, or concerts, our massive nationwide network ensures you get the tickets you want, guaranteed. For the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. That's TICKETLIQUIDATOR.com. Ticket Liquidator.
All right, so we're coming back from our second one. Dale has just reported Hank for being un-American. So now we've got the people, or all four guys are standing there at the fence. Again, this is like the last one where we saw things happening in the background to Joseph. This is happening in the background. There's an entire sprinkler up on Hank's roof trying to wash away that American flag while they're talking. Dale is there and he says, let's say an Apache helicopter were to land over here. Would there be room for gun turrets to be pointed at, say, I don't know, Hank's house? Hank says, you cannot speak until my roof is spotless. Dale looks down the street and he goes, whoa, a black Suburban. The new models are much smaller and greener than last year's. Well, it's a green car. It's a green car that pulls up. Guy gets out. He's obviously one of those Men in Black type guys, very nondescript in a suit, sunglasses. He goes, morning, gentlemen, looking for Hank Hill. He goes, he comes up to him and Dale, just out of the blue, resisting arrest. He didn't do anything.
Nope.
The guy goes up to Hank.
Kind of funny seeing Dale kind of flip.
It's insane. The guy goes, why don't we head inside? They go inside, and he's obviously grilling Hank about this. He goes, you think I'm a threat to America? He goes, well, that was the call we received, sir. He goes, look, I've had some trouble with my driver's license, but I love this country. He goes, it's illegal for us to profile anyone, but I know what I'm looking for now that, not that I'm looking for anything in particular, but you're not it. He goes, yeah, but who made you think I was? He goes, well, I can't say. Maybe nobody, maybe somebody. Like I said, I can't say. Bobby comes by in a cape with ice cream just smeared all over his face. He points at him and goes, probably not him. Then he goes, the guy leaves, and Hank goes straight after Dale. Dale's screaming. He goes, no more, Dale. I've put up with some giblet-headed things out of you in the past, but calling the FBI on me, that's final. Bill comes up. He's trying to break him up, and he goes, why don't you both have a nice cold beer? Beer always calms everybody down, which that's not the case at all. Hank says, I'm sorry, but after that stunt you just pulled, we are no longer friends. Dale says, fine. Nancy doesn't approve of me having lady friends anyway. And he kind of walks off. The other two guys kind of chuckle at that. The next thing we see is
all the FBI on him.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
Next we see is Dale down in his basement. All the conspiracy stuff is gone, and it's just all American stuff. Like he's got a poster of an eagle and things like that. And then you see pictures of Hank over on the wall, like he's enemy number one. And he says, he's talking to himself. He says, so he wormed his way out of the usually firm grasp of the FBI, did he? Looks like I'll have to bring in old Hank myself. Soon the bald eagle will be on him like white on rice, or brown or yellow.
Bald eagle.
he says it'll be on him like white on rice or brown or yellow, because our country is a melting pot. Yep, I just have to bide my time and wait for the right moment. He's watching Hank on like closed caption or a closed circuit TV. Like he's got a camera in Hank's garage, which is frightening. We go over to the Hill house. They're in the living room, and Bobby comes in and says, mail call. I have something here for Mrs. Hill. I wonder which one this is for. And Hank's like, I'm getting tired of that joke. He goes, seriously, it's addressed to Mrs. Hill, but it's from the Texas Propane Gas Association. He goes, the TPGA? Oh, God.
No.
not the TPGA. He goes, I've been nominated for Texas Propane Woman of the Year. That tears it. They pushed me too far. I'm going down to that DPS and I'm getting my license fixed once and for all. You see Lady Bird come up and she's like sniffing around this plant. We see in the plant that Dale also has a listening device in there. And then we go over to Dale's house and he's listening to him and he hears, I don't care if I have to climb over that counter and do it myself. Dale all of a sudden gets very excited. He's sitting at the kitchen table listening to Hank with Nancy sitting there next to him. He goes, this is what I've been bidding for, an outburst, government institution. He gets his little walkie-talkie out and he goes, Octavio, Plan F, Arlen DPS. As he's doing this, Nancy looks over. She goes, what are you doing, Shug? He goes, I'm sending the police to respond to a disturbance at the DPS, and everyone will see Hank Hill for what he truly is, an American-hating he-she. She says, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, Shug, letting Hank get himself into trouble like that. First lesson they taught us at the academy, do not get emotionally involved. She goes, what academy? He goes, well, anyway, so there was no academy.
There is none. There is no academy.
Even if I wanted to stop Hank, which I don't, it's too late. The wheels are in spin. That is not a saying. The wheels are in spin. Nancy, being the voice of reason in this episode, says, you could go down there and help him. He goes, why should I do that? He's a threat to the government, the one that makes sure my air is clean and that my food has only acceptable amount of rat feces in it. She looks at him. She goes, he's your best friend. He goes, don't you see? I've been undermining the U.S. government for 40 years, and this will help repay my debt. She says, all I know, Shug, is that back when you were crazy and you thought the government was evil, who looked out for you? That changes Dale's mind. There's our morality twist right there at the end. We're back over
love
at the
of his life.
That's right. We're back over at the DPS. The guy at the DPS says, next. Hank comes up to the counter and he goes, all right, here it is. I've tried to be patient with you, but I've had enough. My name is Hank Hill and I'm a man. You're going to change my license to reflect that or else. The guy says, is that a threat? He goes, if it has to be. The guard kind of starts to step up. He goes, excuse me. Dale comes in and goes, excuse me. He goes, what now, Dale? He goes, I am Dale Gribble, American citizen, and I demand that you help my disturbed friend here. The guy behind the counter says, I'm sorry, sir, but the state required. He goes, listen, I've never been able to say this in my whole life, but as at 2 p.m. yesterday, I am a taxpayer. He goes, and I demand $36 worth of service. So obviously he paid $36 on his taxes. The guy behind the counter is like, sir, he goes, I know the chain of command, starting with your supervisor, Franklin Thomas, all the way up to the underintendent of transportation, Edward Dibble, whose daughters, Pat and Ellie, played ladybug soccer with the daughters of the president of the United States. And I'm not afraid to make some phone calls. You hear some mumbling back there. And he goes, I'm your worst nightmare. I have 3 phone lines, or I have a 3-line phone and nothing at all to do with my time. And all the people back there just start applauding. The guy says, here's your interim driver's license, Mr. Hill. Please confirm the information is correct and sign on the line. And we see that it says male now. Hank signs on the line. And then they get out of the DPS because Dale has actually helped Hank here. And as they're walking out, he goes, you really helped me out back there, Dale. I appreciate it. He goes, no problem, friend, but I have to ask you
Dale.
He goes, I have to ask you a tough question. Hank Hill, are you a man? He goes, yes, Dale, I'm a man. He goes, okay, I'm willing to take that on faith. They get into the Bugaboo. Here's my question. How the hell did Hank get there? If they're both in the Bugaboo now driving away, how do you get there?
Teleported.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm willing to go with that.
Boom me up, Boomhauer.
He goes, He goes, but if the government is right and you really are a woman, they shouldn't have caved so easily. That shows a lack of conviction. Hank's like, yeah, that's a tough one. All right. He goes, I got some thinking to do. And they drive off. We get our credits. And then after credits, we hear, where did I put my pantyhose? And that is it.
That
Dale
is it.
Came around because of Nancy. And season 9, episode 5, we get our morality play at the end. And everything's good in Hill Country again.
Everything is good, grand, and great again.
It's a good episode. It's not a great episode, but it's a good episode. And it's a nice filler one.
I like it because it flips the Dale on, it flips the script
Yes.
on Dale a little bit. That's what I liked about it.
Well, and the other thing is, like, when you think about it, it's a little bit of foreshadowing for the new Dale, in these new seasons and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. You want to tell them where they can find us?
At BWAAAKOTH on all social media. And if you're just listening to this, you could go over to BWAAAKOTH on YouTube at youtube.com/@BWAAAKOTH.
3 A's, no waiting. All right. And that leaves one thing left to say.
Oui, Matanye.
Oui, Matanye, indeed. We'll see you next time, guys.
Think you're